10 most expensive things bought by billionaires. In this life, some spend money because they have to, while others spend money because they can. The world's elite tend to spend money on things that will leave you wondering if their purchases are really necessary. From skyscrapers to priceless works of art, these men and women own some of the craziest things under the sun, all in the name of showcasing wealth or fueling passion. What would you do if you had more money than you could spend? Probably travel the world and wear designer clothes, but that's nothing compared to the insane spending habit of the filthy rich. These are the 10 craziest things bought by billionaires. Number 10, Prince Hans Furniture, $36 million. The small European country of Liechtenstein might not be on the map for several things, but when their prince goes furniture shopping, not even IKEA can stand in his way. In 2004, Prince Hans Adams II dropped a staggering $36 million on a piece of unique furniture during an auction event. The 18th century badminton cabinet is made of Florentine ebony, quartz, agate, lapis lazuli, and other precious stones. It broke the record as the most expensive piece of furniture ever sold. The cabinet has been the most expensive furniture from 1990 when it was initially sold for $16.6 million. Number 9. James Cameron's submarine, $500 million. This name is so popular, thanks to the blockbuster movies such as Avatar, Titanic, and The Terminator. James Cameron is the man behind these successful movies, with 2009's Avatar particularly breaking box office sales, fetching a wholesome $2.8 billion in revenues, despite only $237 million being spent in its production. Apart from creating and directing movies, Cameron is a deep-sea enthusiast, a hobby that inspired him to build his submarine so that he would safely explore the other world under the deep waters. Named Deep Sea Challenger, it currently holds the record of reaching the deepest known point on Earth, 36,000 feet below the sea to be precise. The Canadian filmmaker's creativity and curiosity extend beyond the cameras. The good thing is the sequel Avatar is returning in 2021. Thank heavens he hasn't forgotten his primary job. Number 8. Sheikh Hamdan bin Hamdan's Earth-curved name, $500 million. I thought Oscar Wilde was too cruel when he said that anyone who lives within his means suffers from a lack of imagination until I heard the story of Sheikh Hamdan, the billionaire. Sheikh Hamdan bin Hamdan Al Nahyan is a member of the ruling Abu Dhabi family. Around 2006, the Sheikh gathered his workmen and they headed straight to his private island within the Arabian Gulf called Al Fudasai. The orders given to the men were short but bizarre. He wanted the letters making up his name to be curved so deep into the earth, so much so that they could be visible from space. Each letter was close to a half a mile long, and so deep that they formed waterways. This man apparently lives by the motto of go big or go home. He definitely went big on this one, no lie. But who's gonna fly all the way to space to see his name anyway? Number 7, Roman Abramovich yacht, $1.5 billion. Roman Abramovich is a Russian oligarch and owner of the Chelsea Football Club in England. With a compact net worth of $12.3 billion, it is only right that he owns the most luxurious yacht ever to float the blue waters of the high seas. Boldly named Eclipse, the 162.5-metering beauty boasts features that its competitors would deem unfair. It is the world's second largest and one of the most expensive super yachts. Roman spent $590 million on the initial acquisition, before spending close to $1 billion tailor-making it to match his billionaire status. The godly features in the super yacht include a gym, a dance floor, underwater lights, beach club, high-speed internet, beauty salon, car garage, deck jacuzzi, 2 helipads, swimming pools, and state-of-the-art anti-paparazzi detector system. Number 6, Larry Ellison's Lanai Island, $300 million. Oracle founder Larry Ellison is worth approximately $72.5 billion. and clearly he doesn't need any form of inspiration to make torturing purchases as he did in 2012. After visiting Hawaii, Ellison fell in love with one island called Lanai and decided to fulfill his desire to own it. Thanks to his very able financial prowess, he decided to buy the entire island for a whopping $300 million. The tropical paradise spans 90,000 acres of land, several resorts, and even a population of about 3,200. Spending a night at one of these resorts will make the Oracle founder richer by $21,000, making it an ultimate luxury holiday destination. Number 5. William Koch's Billy the Kid photo, $2.3 million. The name Koch should sound quite familiar if you find William a bit strange. This surname has a combined net worth of over $200 billion. I'm talking about the Koch brothers. One of them is William, a notorious billionaire with an unending appetite for dangerously expensive things. In 2011, a 130-year-old photograph of the legendary outlaw, Billy the Kid, was being auctioned. Experts estimated it would fetch anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000. But William Koch felt it would be a total waste of his precious time tagging in a bidding war with other admirers. So he set up a new price that he knew no one would dare rival. He placed a bid of $2.3 million, forcing other bidders to bend their knees in shame and walk away. Number 4. Bill Gates' Leonardo da Vinci journal, $30.8 million. No way Bill was going to miss out on this list. After all, he is more famous for his money than for his inventions. I'm not sure where you were or what you were doing in 1994, but that same year, Bill Gates spent a staggering $30.8 million on a 72-page book. Can you believe that? As much as he is known to be a frivolous spender, Bill couldn't help but get his hands on this very priceless book. His net worth then was slightly above $10 billion. Written by the man himself, the multi-talented Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci, it is on record that the books date back to between 1506 and 1510. It contains sketches and ideas about subjects like astronomy, botany, mathematics, and architecture. Spending that much on a book simply spells out the shouting difference between the haves and the have-nots. Number 3. Sultan of Brunei's haircut, $24,000. That figure seems relatively low compared to the others, but what matters is what it's spent on. A simple haircut. This is where you understand why Drake said, "Everybody dies, but not everybody lives." Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah, is worth a colossal $20 billion thanks to the ever-filled oil wells of his tiny Asian nation. He is the leader of Brunei by virtue of being born in the ruling family, and arguably the wealthiest man in his country. This man is known to spare zero expense when it comes to living a life of pure bliss. Among his unmatched taste of opulence is making sure his hair always looks excellent for his 3 wives and subjects. Believe it or not, he spends $24,000 on a haircut in just a month. That money can buy a nice car for any ordinary citizen after years of savings. For him, 1 hour is enough to dispose of such an amount. His barber, who lives in London, flies private to Sultan's palace, spending about $18,000 for the return trip. The remaining $6,000 is paid for services rendered. The barber has been trimming Sultan's hair for over 20 years. I bet he must be rich enough by now. Did you know the Sultan of Brunei owns the world's largest palace and has over 600 Rolls-Royce cars? Well, Elizabeth Taylor once said that money is the best deodorant. She couldn't be more accurate. Number 2, Steve Cohen's 14-foot shark corpse, $8 million. You are probably wondering what a man is doing with a dead shark, let alone who came up with its valuation. But the funny thing is, when you are a billionaire, you run things, things don't run you. Hedge fund billionaire Steve Cohen is a notorious spender. Doesn't come as a surprise for a person worth well over $15 billion. He is also an avid art collector, a hobby that is seen in part with hundreds of millions of dollars. One of them is a unique piece of contemporary art, a 14-foot tiger shark frozen in a combination of alcohol and formaldehyde. He bought it in 2004 for a cool $8 million. The piece has one hell of a lengthy name: The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living. It was designed by the world's richest and most famous interior designer, Damien Hirst. Hirst is known to create pieces of art that cost his buyers an arm and a leg. Art mogul Charles Saatchi initially purchased the artwork in 1992 for just $93,000. A decade later, Steve Cohen decided it should change ownership by adding more zeros to the paycheck, an offer that Saatchi found utterly irresistible. Cohen is known to be one of the most extravagant art collectors, with his collection rumored to be flirting around $1 billion valuation. He owns a Picasso artwork that he coughed up about $155 million in 2013 to acquire, the most expensive piece ever bought by an American collector. In 2006, he spent $137.5 million on buying William de Kooning's Woman 3 artwork. Quite frankly, I'm feeling a bit confused by his blatant lack of decency when it comes to spending. But again, I remember, this guy is a billionaire. Number 1, Mukesh Ambani's home, $2 billion. Almost every rich person's dream is to buy or build the most comfortable home that uniforms their social standing. But nothing comes close to India's wealthiest man, Mukesh Ambani's house. Nicknamed Antilia, the billionaire's home is on the record as the most expensive private residence in the world. Ambani spent an eye-soaring $2 billion on this skyscraper. But when your net worth is over $70 billion, we can confidently equate the home's value as a fingerling in a fish pond. The 27-story home soars 173 meters skywise, sprawling across over 400,000 square feet of interior space. For a house this big, only 600 full-time staff members are required to make sure it runs smoothly. Antilia is a true architectural marvel, and proof more money does not equal more problems as others tend to insinuate. There are 3 rooftop helipads from which one can have an unrivaled view of the poverty-stricken Mumbai slums. The amenities here do not rival the 5-star hotels, but they make them look like some luxury wannabe spots. You will find a vast swimming pool, spa, gym, yoga room, outdoor gardens, movie theater, ice cream parlor, a jacuzzi, and even a family temple. Do not get too shocked yet. Remember, it has 600 employees. All of them serve the immediate family of Ambani, who are only 5. There is an entire floor dedicated to the parking of luxury family cars. Look away if you thought your house was the bomb. So there you have it. 10 most expensive things bought by billionaires. What are your wild thoughts about being a billionaire? What would you unselfishly spend money on? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications.